Hey friends, Chad Putman here, coming to you from my apartment in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And I wanted to do this video on moving to Puerto Rico. I have officially been on the island for a month and a half now, so 45 days, and a lot has happened. And when I was researching and looking into coming to the island, whether it was for the summer, for a short period of time, or an extended period of time, I really benefited from videos that folks posted on YouTube that talked about moving to Puerto Rico. I had no idea what to expect. I had no idea about cost of living, about place, like where in San Juan, where in Puerto Rico, and just managing. Like some folks did videos on walking around grocery stores and how much it costs to buy this and that. So it was really helpful for me. And so I just want to return that favor and put this out there into the universe, into YouTube, in case there's anybody that's looking to explore a potential move to Puerto Rico, whether it's from the States or elsewhere. And this has been my experience. So like I said, I did a lot of research. So watch your YouTube videos, do whatever you can to fill your brain with knowledge and information, and get accustomed to the place and the island and the culture, the language, and everything that's happening. And what I did was secure an Airbnb near Centro Medico, which is south of Condado. And it's actually not far from Train Urbano, which is the only train that runs on the island, but also runs from the lower end of the city down into kind of the suburbs and over to Bayamon. And I apologize for my pronunciations. I'm still working on my Spanish vowels, so if I offend anybody, my apologies. I'm doing my best. So I secured this Airbnb in near Centro Medico, and I was able to get it for $900 a month, and it included Netflix. I was able to come and go as I pleased. I had access to the train Urbano to get me from place to place, and the closer I got to the city of San Juan, the easier it was for me to access the scooters. So if you aren't coming with a vehicle or don't plan on having a vehicle, being in the San Juan metro area, specifically Condado, Santurce, Carolina, which is where the airport kind of over that way is. And then as you go down into towards the University of Puerto Rico, there's basically this zone that's for the scooters. And the scooters are really a cost-effective way to get around the island. You basically download the app, you turn it on, and it's like $250, I think, to activate it. And then depending on how far you ride it and how long you're on it, it charges you. So generally it pulls like $10 from your debit card or credit card. And then when you're done, you just stop the ride. And generally my rides, wherever I go around the San Juan area, it's usually maybe $5. I don't think I've ever gotten up to $8 or $9. But it's a really quick way to get around because I love to walk and I love to explore different side streets and things. But sometimes I'm just tired, and it's nice to get on a scooter and let the scooter do the work for me. Aside from access to public transportation, Ubers are cheaper than they are at least in upstate New York, where I'm from in the capital region. I would say probably $5 to $10 cheaper to pop on an Uber and ride from place to place in the city. And even if it's, a 15-20 minute ride, it's generally not more than 10 to 12 bucks. And I try and, be mindful of being a good tipper. So I always tip at least $5 anytime I ride, even if it's a $10 or $15 ride. Just because I think that, folks are using their own vehicle and it costs money and it's expensive, and maybe Uber doesn't pay what they should. So I can help out with a little bit of a bigger tip, right? So that's kind of the transportation piece. I would say the Airbnb was a great location for me. It was very cost effective. I think that if I got closer to the San Juan City area and the beach, it would have been more expensive. So where I was the most cost effective way to get an Airbnb for a month at a time, and initially I had secured it for 90 days because I had no idea how things were going to work out. I had come down with my husband, we wandered around, and one of the ways that they handle like real estate and apartments on the island is they have their own classifieds online, and it's Spanish word for classifieds. You can Google it. And it's a great way to see, kind of what apartments or even properties are available for rent, for sale, for long-term lease and things like that. And so when I got this sense within the first couple of weeks that I wasn't going anywhere, I wanted to stay right here on the island, I started looking for an apartment, and I got really fortunate. And I've done other videos on getting this place, but I scored a bomb apartment on the 10th floor in San Juan, which is this cool hip area of the city. And my apartment includes water. I do pay utilities. My utilities are, right now, the first bill I had was $42 for the month. And then I did set up Wi-Fi with this local optical fiber, and that was $30 a month. And then I have my cell phone, which also acts as a hotspot, which is nice. But I set up my Netflix. And my apartment was totally furnished too. So I moved in, I had a kitchen table, I had pots and pans, I had a couch, I had a bed, very comfy bed. And it has great, amazing natural light. And I just open the window and like the breeze just blows in. And I have a couple fans, and I have air conditioning in my bedroom for sleeping at night, but $1,000 a month. And I think that if you were to look at other places, a 20-minute walk to the beach, in a high rise, and all the natural light that I have, it would be hard to find, a place that was this inexpensive. So I'm very grateful to be here, and I love the place. And I was able to find it on the classifieds online. And so folks utilize real estate agents to do the transactions. And so the realtor that I worked with was amazing. They actually posted on classifieds, then posted on Facebook. I was the first one to reach out, schedule a visit for the very next day. I got in, I was like, I want it, please, can I have it? And so I was able to secure the apartment. And you have to keep in mind that getting an apartment, right? Do you have a job? So I had moved down here having left my full-time job, and I'm in the process, and I have launched my virtual consulting, coaching, and project development business, and it's an LLC, it's official and legit and everything, based out of San Juan. But at the same time, it's like, well, what's your income? Well, that's something I'm growing. So I was fortunate to be able to have put aside enough savings that I was able to cover 6 months up front and the security deposit. So that was critical for me to move out of the Airbnb world and into the apartment world, which also helps me validate my residency on the island. I think, moving forward, and as I meet people, oftentimes folks see me, they meet me, they, make assumptions that, I'm from the States, not necessarily not knowing what state, and then they're often surprised that I have an apartment, that I'm actually taking up residency on the island. But they're cool and supportive, and it's been great. But that's just something to keep in mind. So for me, the cost of living around the apartment, the utilities, and all of that is very reasonable. Transportation is reasonable. I can walk pretty much anywhere I want to go. My apartment's also centrally located, where that I can walk 2.5 blocks to my co-working space, a couple blocks to my gym. That is $11 a month. I then can walk in the other direction, and I can go to a place where I go to meetings 3 to 4 times a week. And so there's so much right here, and it's perfect for me. And I can go shopping, and I got 2 grocery stores, and my neighbor downstairs just yesterday showed me a fruit market that's literally like a block and a half away, and I got to try these fruit. And forgive me because I'm not going to remember the name of it, but you peel the little skin off and you chew on them, and then there's this great little fruit inside that's very sweet, but it's got a big pit, so you got to spit it out. But new experiences, and I have a fruit market, and it's been good. So I guess that's the other piece, is that I want to kind of speak briefly to the culture and the people. I think moving to the island and taking up residency, I continue to think of myself as a guest, and that I'm fortunate to be able to be blessed to be here and experience this, but also recognize that this is Puerto Rico, and native Puerto Ricans, and the culture, the community, the people, the language, everything that's here, and to have absolute and utmost respect for all of it, and to tread very lightly and to be kind and courteous. And I have gotten nothing but the same in return. I have a neighbor that lives just around the corner from me on the same floor, and she's been incredibly kind and generous in helping me to prepare in case a hurricane comes, because that is a thing. So I've done that bit, and that could be a video for another time. And just safety and just stuff in the building, right? Because at times I'm in a 10th floor and the elevator just doesn't work. We've lost electric a few times in Puerto Rico, in the city here, but it's come back on. The longest it lasted maybe was an hour, hour and a half. But when that happens, I don't have any water and I don't have an elevator. So, it's just something to think about and to be mindful of. But overall, the folks have been very friendly. Like I said, my neighbor downstairs took me for a walk. We checked out the fruit market just yesterday. Went out and actually had some great Puerto Rican food, mofongo. So if you ever come to the island, whether it's for a visit or a long stay, definitely try different types of foods, whether it's fruits or dishes. The mofongo was fantastic. It's crushed plantains, and then they kind of make this like little bowl out of it, and then they filled it up with chicken and like garlic sauce, and there was a salad on the side. It was delicious, and it was $15. Fantastic. And lemon juice. So that was cool. So what else? I think, keeping in mind that you're on an island, and this island is pretty huge, actually. The topography is amazing. So it's not flat, it's not a desert. You have a literal rainforest that you can go and visit. My folks came and we went and visited, and I got to go swimming in a fresh water hole with my husband, and it was fantastic. We got poured on in the rainforest. There's all kinds of little towns and villages to go visit around the island. It's just, there's a lot to discover and explore, and I just have touched the surface. It's only been a month and a half, and I don't have a vehicle, and I don't intend on getting a vehicle, so I'm not gonna be able to get out and do a lot of exploring right away. There's also a couple islands just off of Puerto Rico, Vieques, and there's a second island. But you can go out to those, and I'm told they're beautiful. The videos all show that they're beautiful. But for now, I'm mostly in the San Juan metro area, and it's been working out pretty well for me. So I hope that this has been helpful. I wanted to touch upon kind of like a little bit of my cost of living, what it was like finding an apartment. Like I said, I got very lucky, and I used the classifieds online to find the place and scoop it up real quick, not to delay. But also recognizing that, I don't have full-time employment, and I can't show pay stubs to document regular income. So coming with enough savings to make a significant down payment so that a landlord's willing to sign a year lease for me or with me, so that they know that I can afford to be here. So that was really big. The utilities are very reasonable, not crazy at all. I have a T-Mobile plan that my husband and I set up before we came down. So I got a brand new phone before I came down. That was part of my plan. And also, I think I pay, between he and I, it's like $160 a month. So we split it. It's like $80 a month. So, and I have pretty good service. I mean, there's been a few times where it's been a little clunky, but overall it's been pretty good. In the rainforest, not so much, but you're in the rainforest, so enjoy it. Don't necessarily get on a cell phone. What else? The beaches, literally 12-minute walk. So I can go from out my door and up over through town and over a bridge and down a few streets, and boom, I'm in a park that dumps into the sandy beach and the ocean. I can also, when my husband's here, and just yesterday, I have like a 20-minute to 30-minute running path that I do, where I leave here and I'm on the city streets for maybe like 7 minutes, and then I'm in a park, and then I'm literally running around the Condado Lagoon, and I end on the other side of the Condado Lagoon, which also is where the ocean is, and then I just take a break, and then I walk back, and there's this great little spot on the edge of the lagoon called the Blue Lagoon, and like at 7-8 o'clock in the morning after a nice run, I like just drop off my running shoes and dip into the lagoon, and it's freaking amazing, and it's sunny and beautiful and warm and so nice. So yeah, I mean, I think you can tell, like, I'm happy. I think it's different because all of the people I love and care about, my family, my friends, and everybody that I've known for all the years that I've been in upstate New York, are not here physically with me, but folks have been very supportive. My husband's coming back down again with his niece and her fiance in a couple weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. But overall, this move for me to San Juan, Puerto Rico was a smash hit, and I'm so grateful to be here. I am looking forward to meeting more and more folks that are native to the island, but also just connecting through my co-working space, through going to events and meetup opportunities that get me outside my comfort zone, but also give me an opportunity to meet other people that are here. Either they're expats or just folks from anywhere around the world, and meeting them and learning about their story and what they're doing. And then, just developing me and taking care of me and making sure that I'm doing my meditation and going to my meetings and eating healthy and going to the gym. And, I like siestas. I get to like 2 in the afternoon, I'll take like a little nap, like 45 minutes. I just lay down, open the windows, feel the breeze. It's nice. So grateful, blessed, fortunate, absolutely. But I want to encourage all of you, if you're thinking of coming down to the island, whether it's for an extended period of time or moving permanently, that has just been my experience so far in my first month and a half. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, comment on this video, and or shoot me a message on my social media pages that I'll tag as well. And if you'd like to learn more about the work that I'm doing, you can visit www.makeyourIthappen.com. And you can also check out many of my other YouTube videos that talk about my experiences and my challenges and my life here on the island as I live out my, what I call, midlife opportunity. So I wish you all the best, and happy summer still. Enjoy these beautiful days, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I wish you all well, and take care. Talk soon.